Now I would like to call Mr. Stephen Comment to come on the stage and share his thoughts with us. Please clap for him.
Thank you everyone, and thank you for that warm welcome. I'd also like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, and also just thank Shamin for the lovely welcome or acknowledgement of country that she provided. It's great to see younger people and the next generation also acknowledging our history as a nation. So thank you for that, Shamin. Also, just to acknowledge some of our special guests here today, we've got Honourable Jim Ahmedi, Honourable Julian Hill, Honourable Cassandra Fernando, and a number of other esteemed business and community leaders with us here today. So welcome to you all.
Woman Jinka, everyone, which means welcome and hello in the language of the Bunurong people of the Kulin Nations. I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that we are on today, the Bunurong people, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I also recognise and respect their continuing connections to climate, culture, country and waters. As the Mayor of the City of Greater Dandenong, I'm honoured to be here to represent Council at your exhibition launch.
Thanks so much. It's terrific to be here again, and a shout out to our terrific MC and also to that lovely speech from Shamim. It's wonderful to see her growing so well in confidence, and Esha. To the mayors, I can say mayors, there's two good Labor mayors over there. We got Jim Ahmedi back for your 6th term leading the City of Greater Dandenong, and now your 1st term Councillor, we'll give him his proper title, His Worship the Mayor Councillor Stephen Kuman, BJJP. It's great to see you crossing the Dandenong Creek in Dandenong here.
Thank you. Salam and good evening everyone. I too would like to start off by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet. Pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. If you live in Hampton Park, Narre South, Lynbrook, Lyndhurst, Cranbourne North, South, East, West, going all the way down to Clyde and Torridon, I am your Federal Member of Parliament.
Now I would like to call Mr. Stephen Comment to come on the stage and share his thoughts with us. Please clap for him.
Thank you everyone, and thank you for that warm welcome. I'd also like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, and also just thank Shamin for the lovely welcome or acknowledgement of country that she provided. It's great to see younger people and the next generation also acknowledging our history as a nation. So thank you for that, Shamin. Also, just to acknowledge some of our special guests here today, we've got Honourable Jim Ahmedi, Honourable Julian Hill, Honourable Cassandra Fernando, and a number of other esteemed business and community leaders with us here today. So welcome to you all. It's fantastic to see such a great turnout for today's event. I'd also like to just particularly acknowledge Mr. Reza Andesha for the work that he's done in pulling this together. Obviously we're here in his shop here today, and I think it's a fantastic venue to bring businesses, art and culture together. So thank you to Reza for your efforts in bringing it all together with the team that you've got. I'll keep my speech relatively short because I think we've got a number of people here, and I want to get around and speak to all the businesses that are here today showcasing what they offer. I just want to say that small business is really the lifeblood of our suburbs out here, particularly in Casey, where we're a growing community. We're the largest municipality in Victoria. We're home to the most number of residents, but from a business and industrial perspective, we're still growing, and that's one of our focuses going forward as a council. So business is really at the forefront of our thoughts as a new council group, and it's great to be here today to meet you all and to hear about your stories and the opportunities that you can bring for our community. So one of the themes that I'm actually bringing to my mayoralty in the first term is about connected communities and trying to reconnect people across our community after what's been a difficult period for Casey, but also on the back of COVID. I think we've had a little bit of disconnection, and so I think part of that is bringing together residents but also businesses businesses are so important. There's great connections there, and to bring that here today with arts and culture, I just think it's a fantastic representation of what we can be as a community going forward. On that note, I think it would be remiss of me not to give a plug for Casey and the work we're doing for business. We are open for business, and I think that's the firm message that as a council we want to present to you here today, to all those businesses who are looking to grow. We're about to launch a special business concierge which will fast track your involvement with council and try and get rid of those roadblocks that might prevent you from starting business. So if you do have any interest in growing or developing your business across our community, by all means get in touch with council, and we'd be delighted to share that journey with you and be part of that. So on that note, I just want to say a big well done and thank you to everyone here today for pulling together such an outstanding event in a great venue. Dandenong is the heart of our diverse community. Casey's just on the cusp of that, and we're too very multicultural. So delighted to be here, and I look forward to meeting more of you this evening and learning more about your businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Stephen Comen. Now I would like to call Mr. Jim Mimiti, the Mayor City of Greater Dandenong, to come on the stage and share his thoughts. Clap for him, please.
Womanjinka, everyone, which means welcome and hello in the language of the Bunurong people of the Kulin Nations. I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that we are on today, the Bunurong people, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I also recognise and respect their continuing connections to climate, culture, country and waters. As the Mayor of the City of Greater Dandenong, I am honoured to be here to represent Council at your exhibition launch. It is fitting that we are gathered here in Greater Dandenong, one of the most culturally diverse communities in Australia, to recognise the creativity and the entrepreneurial spirit of the Afghan community. This proud cultural evening will showcase the talents of members of your community in front of a very supportive audience. And before I go further, I'd like to acknowledge the Mayor of the City of Casey, Stefan Kuman, Julian Hill and Cassandra Fernando, and to the many other distinguished guests as well. By sharing your culture, you ensure that your heritage is preserved and passed on to future generations. It also gives the wider community an opportunity to discover the richness of your culture and traditions and promotes greater harmony and understanding across our society. Sharing and embracing different cultures is very important to us here in Greater Dandenong. Our city is truly global. Our residents come from 154 different nations. They speak 130 different languages and follow more than 80 different faiths. It is a privilege for our city to be home to such a proud Afghan community that has become such a valued and active part of our region. And this annual event is just one way that you contribute back to the wider community. In fact, we have our very own Afghan cultural precinct right here in Dandenong. The Afghan Bazaar is home to food, fashion, entertainment and retail experiences that make this area so special. Council is a proud partnership we have with the Afghan community, and we want to continue to build on events like this. This exhibition is a wonderful opportunity for us to come together and continue to build on those relationships and of course forge new ones. Migration to Australia from Afghanistan has been happening for many, many years. But since the 1990s, we have experienced an influx of refugees. Here in Greater Dandenong, we welcome all those seeking safety, and we are proud to become home to so many displaced by the civil war in Afghanistan. There is no doubt your culture has made its mark here in Dandenong, and as the community we will continue to celebrate the traditions and the customs you hold so dear. I want to congratulate the Afghan Australian Civil Society Organisation for for organising this event, and especially Reza Andesha, who continues to work very, very hard for the Afghan community. And I would also like to acknowledge Reza personally for all the support he gave me through the council elections only a few months ago. So Reza, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate all the support. I have been working closely with you and the community for nearly 2 decades. That's 20 years as a representative on the City of Greater Dandenong Council. I'll continue to work very hard for our community and to make sure that these events become bigger and better and more inclusive for all our community and all different ethnicities. So I congratulate you and your team for putting this effort tonight to showcase not only the culture but especially the businesses that we have here on the left. And I thank you all for coming tonight, and I'm sure I'll have a chance this afternoon to come and say hello. So once again, congratulations and best wishes, and Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Jim Mimiti. Now I would like to call respected Junior Hill. Please come on stage and clap for him.
Thanks so much. It's terrific to be here again, and a shout out to our terrific MC and also to that lovely speech from Shamim. It's wonderful to see her growing so well in confidence, Andesha. To the mayors, I can say mayors, there's 2 good Labor mayors over there. We got Jim Mimiti back for your 6th term leading the City of Greater Dandenong, and now your 1st term Councillor, we'll give him his proper title, His Worship the Mayor Councillor Stephen Cooman, BJJP. It's great to see you crossing the Dandenong Creek in Dandenong here. To the so many community leaders, I won't acknowledge everyone who will be here all night. We're not really here to hear lots of long speeches. We're here to experience the art and culture and also to meet the terrific small businesses. I'm sure I look good on that LED screen, so I might come and chat to you in a bit. Just a couple of points I want to make. Firstly, to acknowledge, we were just talking about Samar as a female leader, a woman leader, a vice president and president of the Afghan Human Rights Commission. It's entirely appropriate when we're talking about building relationships that we acknowledge that kind of female leadership and a strong woman. We're lucky, I know in the government now we're comprised of 52% women, reflecting the population. We've got a female premier, and that's taken 150 years in Australian democracy to get to that point. And we think it's a good thing that governments should look like the people they serve. But also, as we gather and enjoy our freedoms here in Australia, to remember that women and girls in Afghanistan don't enjoy those freedoms. So I just put that comment on the table. Dandenong and Casey, as the mayor said, have been transformed by the arrival of now some generations of Australians from Afghanistan, from all parts of the Afghan community. Pashtuns, Tajiks, Hazaras, I think 14 mentioned in the national anthem. And we're a better, more diverse and more interesting community because of that. I can't imagine central Dandenong, where I live and where my office is now, without the contribution of Australians from Afghanistan. And we continue to welcome now a couple of thousand people every year arriving on partner visas, on temporary protection visas being converted to permanent visas, and putting families back together. And that's something I'm very proud that the Labor government has done. But just on the event here, weaving art and business together is a wonderful thing, because we go to art exhibitions and we go to business expos, but I don't recall an event like this that you've now built in your 3rd year, where we weave art and business together. And the common bond, if you like, is human creativity. It takes a lot of creativity. I see my friend Rahimi, who started successful businesses in Dandenong many years ago. It takes a lot of creativity as well as guts and courage to start a business. But similarly, it takes creativity to put yourself out there and do art. Some people might like it, some people might not. But refugees to Australia are some of our most entrepreneurial people. They're more likely to start a business, arriving with nothing, having nothing to lose, but refugees are more likely to start a business, to create wealth, to employ other Australians and to have a crack than other kinds of migrants. Back in the year 2000, 6 of our 8 billionaires back then arrived as refugees in this country with nothing. So I really give a shout out to people who have a crack. Small businesses, the number of small businesses in Australia is at a record high now, And so much of that is because of the entrepreneurialism of our migrant communities. People who come here determined to have a better life for their kids than they could have in a home country through education, study the English kids, go to university, go to TAFE, while they work hard with multiple businesses to build a bit of wealth, buy a house and give their kids a better life. So I give you a shout out for that. The final couple of comments I'd make, diaspora communities as we call them, people with language skills, and I see Daniel over there, you and I went door knocking on Saturday and Sunday. You speak 6 languages, so very good door knocker. But people who have those language and cultural skills are able to connect and do business with other countries because you understand the culture and you can talk. So again, a big shout out. But finally, on the art. Art is such a powerful and important part of our human experience. It's how we tell our stories, it's how we tell others who we are, but also the process of reflecting on art and challenging art can be how we understand who we are. So it's a window into sharing culture, but it also gives us that point of reflection as humans to understand ourselves better. So I want to really congratulate you to my friend Reza Andesha. Thank you for the community leadership that you've put in over so many years through art, through sport. We've got the Hazara volleyball coming up again, one of the craziest fun events on the calendar, but also, of course, through business and weaving those things together as well as your work in your community and raising such a beautiful family is a credit to you and makes us a better society and country. So thank you very much. Unfortunately, I can't stay because Tony Burke, the Home Affairs Minister, is on leave and I have a lot of paperwork to do in the next hour, unfortunately. So really lovely to see you. And I'm going to wish everyone a Merry Christmas because I've got this view that increasingly when I go door knocking, Muslim Australians have Christmas trees up because Christmas is fun. We've got to get to the point where a lot of the Christian Australians get that they can have 2 Eids, and that's fun too. And there's a Jewish Hanukkah down at Federation Square as well on Boxing Day, so that'll be fun too. Part of our multicultural society is sharing all those traditions with each other. So wish everyone a happy Christmas, a happy New Year, and thanks again, Reza, for bringing us together with everyone. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, respected Julian Hill. In this part, I want to invite Ms. Cassandra Fernando, the member of Australian Parliament for Hull. Please come on the stage and share your thoughts with us. Clap for her, please.
Thank you, you were beautiful. Thank you. Salam and good evening, everyone. I too would like to start off by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet. Pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. If you live in Hampton Park, Narre South, Lynbrook, Lyndhurst, Cranbourne, North, South, East, West, going all the way down to Clyde and Torridon, I am your federal member of Parliament. I am in the electorate of Bruce, who, you all know Julian Hill, the Assistant Minister for Multicultural Affairs and Citizenship. I also want to acknowledge my two good friends, the Mayor of Dandenong, Jim Memony, and Mayor Cooman, the City of Casey, Mayor of City of Casey. Small businesses are the backbone of our great country, and small businesses are built by families, and that is something that we should be proud of, especially us migrants. Julian and I have the highest Afghan population in the country. You have no idea how proud I am of that, to have such a large diaspora of Afghans in my electorate. As a migrant myself, many years ago, I say this story all the time, Dandenong Plaza or Dandenong did not have a lot of migrants until we had the first kebab shop open till very late because everything used to shut down at 9 o'clock. And then Uncle Rahimi's restaurant opened up and us migrants were so happy to have biryani in Uncle Rahimi's restaurant. So I won't talk for too long, but having exhibitions like this and having cultural clothing, I think is very important to preserve your culture, your traditions, and more importantly, your religion. So thank you to Reza and Dor Ashna for everything that you're doing for your culture and your community. We need more community leaders like yourselves to promote your culture and your religion. End of the day, I love different cultures, different foods, because I'm a migrant. So I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a happy and blessed New Year. God bless you all. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.